Carol, my wife, started to have serious issues with her weight. She was steadily gaining and didn't know how to make it stop. We're both in our mid-40s. Carol's at home with the kids, and I'm an accountant with a local shipping company. It's not the most exciting life, but it's our life, and we love it. We love our little family. Carol and I have both gained a little around our middles since we got together 17 years ago. But let's be honest, haven't we all? I play squash with the guys from work a couple of times a week, and that helps me stay trim. But Carol's had it a little harder. She was never what you'd call a skinny girl, but I always thought she was gorgeous. Since we had our first child, though, it's gotten harder and harder for her to lose weight and get back to her normal state. About a year ago, she started having health problems that led her to our doctor. To cut the doc story short, Carol needed to lose weight, and fast. She'd been gaining, not losing, and it was taking a toll on her. In fact, it was a little scary. I don't know about you, but I want both myself and my wife to be around to watch our kids and grandkids grow up. I was terrified. Carol tried to be strong and laugh it off, but that's just her way. The kids knew something was up too. You know how they don't miss anything? They pick up on all kinds of stuff. So we had to have a very difficult conversation about mommy being sick and maybe getting sicker. And yeah, I know what you're thinking. Hey, go on a diet. But if you've ever had weight issues, you'll know it's not that simple. If it was, everybody would always be the exact weight they want to be. There are three main reasons that diets don't work for most people. One, unless it's done in a very complex and scientific way, cutting out calories usually slows your metabolism down to a crawl, which means you're actually making it harder to burn fat. And it also means any weight you lose will immediately come back even stronger once you go back to regular eating. Two, dieting relies on willpower or starvation. And how long can you keep that up for? It's simply not realistic. Three, dieting rarely makes a lasting change. Most people who are cutting calories to try to lose weight almost immediately put the weight back on when they stop. And it's pretty common to put on even more weight when the diet is over. Now, even though we've been going through this, Carol has remained happy and jolly the whole time. She's such a strong woman. She really impresses me. She'll often joke with people that she's lost over 200 pounds, but unfortunately, it's the same 20 pounds 10 times. Maybe you can relate to that. I know a lot of people can. It's just not easy to know how to really lose weight in this day and age. There's so much false information out there, and it seems like there's a new diet or workout craze every 10 minutes. And they all promise to give you back your bikini body or whatever else. Well, we all know how often that turns out to be true. My poor wife's tried pretty much everything you can imagine. She's practically lived at the gym while she guzzled down protein shakes. She's done yoga, juice cleanses, Pilates, running, SoulCycle classes, and so many kinds of crazy diets you probably wouldn't believe me if I told you. At first, it was almost fun, like a hobby, Carol's latest workout scheme. Almost like she was the coyote, always coming up with a new way to catch the roadrunner. Trouble was, she never did catch that roadrunner. About 6 months ago, it came to a head. We got a new receptionist at work, and Carol happened to see a pic of her on the company Facebook page. The girl was young and pretty, but the thing that caused the problem was that she was skinny. Carol went crazy. She asked me if I'd been cheating on her. Of course I had. I don't know if I'd ever said more than 2 words to the girl. Now, I'm not going to lie. I'm a man and I have eyes. The new girl, Samantha, was very pretty. And she worked out a lot. Did I notice that her figure looked particularly great when she wore that one maroon skirt with the zip on the side? Did I catch myself staring at her on her way back into work in her tight gym clothes? Yes, I did. Like I said, I'm just a man and I have eyes like every other man. But I'd never actually cheat on Carol or betray my family like that. It would be like throwing away everything we've worked so hard to build together. But it didn't stop Carol yelling at me. She kept asking if I'd been cheating on her with Samantha the receptionist. She said I couldn't stop staring at her at the Christmas party. I told her no, of course, I hadn't been cheating. And what she said next blew me away. She yelled, "What about when Angela comes to pick up Mackenzie?" Angela is our 12-year-old daughter's BFF's mom. Mackenzie is at our house a lot, and Angela sometimes comes by to pick her up late at night. I had no idea what Carol was talking about, so I asked her, "What do you mean?" I was so confused. She told me that whenever Angela comes over, that I can barely take my eyes off her butt. I had no idea what she was talking about. Yes, I'd been staring at Samantha at the office party, along with every other guy in the building. If you put a hot 22-year-old into a close situation with 30 or 40 men, of course the guys are going to stare. But Angela? I hated Angela. She was not a good mother and was mean to Mackenzie. She's the last person I'd be checking out. I tried to explain, but Carol was still super upset. We talked about it and she kind of broke down. She talked about how she knows I'm not attracted to her anymore, so I must be into this new girl at the office. It was heartbreaking. She gave me this whole list of problems. Have you seen the movie As Good as It Gets? It was like the part when Helen Hunt's character breaks down to her mom because she just can't take all the stress of her life. Carol was telling me she's tired of not being seen, never being noticed by men or me because she's heavier than she used to be. She's tired of having to count every single calorie in everything she eats. She's tired of being afraid to wear a bathing suit. She's tired of having her weight be the thing that makes her choose what to wear each day. She's tired of the number on the scale deciding if it's a good day or a bad day. She was just tired and frustrated with it all. Exhausted. Then she started telling me about when we first met, talking about how I couldn't keep my hands off her and how she knows it's not the same for me now. As much as I tried to convince her I love her for being who she is and being a great mom to our kids, she just didn't believe me. She kept repeating that she knows I'm not that into her anymore, and she got more and more tearful and upset. It turned into one of those arguments that we never really fixed. We just stopped talking about it and kind of acted like it didn't happen. Afterward, we didn't really talk for a couple of days, and things got awkward. I didn't really know what to say to make her feel better, and I think she was just exhausted from constantly trying to follow a new diet or a new workout or whatever else. It really was the low point in our relationship. A couple of days later, Carol went out to her best friend's bachelorette party. She was still kind of upset, so I encouraged her to blow off some steam with her friends. Little did I know that what she did that night would change our marriage forever. She left the house at about 6 o'clock. The plan was for her to have dinner with the girls and then maybe hit a bar or a club and relive some of their youth. I was all for it. I knew Carol needed some downtime to relax. Just a night off away from me and the kids would do her the world of good. At least that's what I thought then. A lot of people don't understand